Hey everybody, it's Josh from CollectionDX. Today we're going to talk about the two latest Revoltech releases. These both come from Macross Plus, a four-part OVA that came out in 1994. They are two prototype Valkyries, both vying for the honor of being the next production Valkyrie for UN Spacey. These come, I got these from HobbyLink Japan, which always gets you the Revoltechs faster than pretty much anybody else on the planet. So, you want to go with them. They're pretty nice. I like them. They have a lot of things. I mean, you can't help but compare these to the GNU DAO figures that came out from Yamato. But first we'll talk about these on their own merits, and then we'll discuss the GNU series comparison. So the first one we're going to talk about is the 19. Let me mount you here so we can talk about this with our hands free. So we have the 19 here. It's very nice, nice posable, nice joint work. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Head, of course, moves. Waist joint. Ball joints on the shoulders. Elbows. Hands are just plug-in hands. These are the cut joints on the waist. Swivel joints there. Clicky joints. The feet. Knees. And these the wing pieces also have Revoltech joints. One of the nice things about the Revoltechs is they come with the fast packs, and fast packs are like additional armor that the Valkyries use to be a little beefier. So the fast packs here are these leg armor pieces, and they just kind of plug back in there, and these shoulder pieces plug into there. You get a couple of variant hands, one of which holds the gun. Open hand, closed hands. You get a stand for flying poses. And you get this neat thing that I think they're like shield parts. They're, in the original Macross, they had this pinpoint barrier system. Well, I think the Valks and Plus use them too, because you get these little green pieces. So you get, and they have these little pegs on the back, if you can see them, and you can put the pegs on a certain place on the figure, so it look like, he's deflecting bolts. He also has a fist that has a little thing, so you can look like he's using the pinpoint barrier system as a weapon. So I'm assuming that's what this is. If I'm wrong, wouldn't be the first time. So, there's the 19. Here is the 21. Very shiny. Nice and posable. Uses a lot of the smaller Revoltech joints. So, not as clicky, but it still does what it needs to do. This one is getting a little loose on this arm already. So yeah, shoulders, elbows. This wrist armor has joints. There is a chest joint. Same thing here. Cut joints here. Cut joints here. Revoltech joint on the side panel. Ball joint in the knee. On the feet. The fast packs on this one are these gray armor pieces. They come on that, and they also go over the leg units here, which is kind of hard to get back up once you do it, but there you go. And the ball joints just pop back in. Comes with a gun. And this one also does come with the little green barrier system pieces to do. This is actually the piece from the YF-19. I didn't feel like taking it out of the other box. So, typical Revoltech quality, nicely done. No complaints, except for maybe the little loosey-goosey joint in the arm here. Details nice. Kind of hard to get a nice standard pose, just because you got to fiddle with the joints for 20 minutes to get them to do what you want. But they are, they're generally pretty nice. So, people have been asking, do I get these or do I get the GNU figures? Well, my opinion is it's honestly what you look for in a figure. Okay? And this may be hard for people to wrap their heads around, but I'll try to explain it in a way that I think people will understand. Before the new kind of action figure-y craze, before Revoltex, Kyoto was putting out a lot of really wildly posed kind of Ava figures that were fiddly and this and that, and you couldn't really get them to do a neutral pose. What a lot of old school robot collectors like is just the robots just kind of are there. They don't have the splayed legs and the kind of, if you could see it in this position, but see how it kind of comes down and in. It's that kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure pose, if you know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at all. And it just seems like a lot of toys feel the need to be able to do, that pose. And to old schoolers, I think they miss the old kind of like the ability to have a static pose. That it just looks like a neutral, as if it was in a hanger, as if you're standing at attention on your shelf. So the GNU Yamatos kind of give you that, I think. And so I think there's a line where people who are used to collecting modern things find this boring. Oh, it doesn't have the super splayed out arms and it's not really dynamic. But the old schoolers, people who are more classic mecha fans, I think will really dig this because it can just be as it is, like it'll fit in nicely with your Dugrams and your high complete models and your Gundams and things like that from back in the day. It just feels like it was designed from that school of thought. Now, that being said, here are some of the differences between the two figures. Notice the height difference. Okay? Very, very different height. I'm going to detach here and give you some details and show you why I like this. Okay? Check out... Let's get the focus here. Alright. See how crisp the detail is on that head. It's gorgeous. Now, Revoltech. Not so much, really. I mean, once again, you're dealing with an issue of size, but this is like precise and sharp. And this is kind of blobby. And that goes for a lot of the molding and paint detail around the figures. You compare and contrast the sections of detail, and you'll just notice the GNU is much sharper. And where the Kyoto Revoltech is more stylized. The Kyoto does have it over the GNU in terms of posability. Well, we won't deny that. But I don't know. I mean, I just like it better. It is more expensive. It has less accessories. Doesn't have fastbacks. Doesn't have a stand. But something about the old school feel really appeals to me between these two. And it's more apparent in the 21, I think, than it is in the 19. So there's the 19 there. And I really, really, really like the GNU 19. get to focus in on it here. And I think this is where the details matter. Look at the sharpness in the face here, and then look at the sharpness in the face here. This just seems like it was, I mean, you look at the difference in the details. This looks like it was made out of like clay. It's too shiny. It's, I mean, the proportions are fine, I guess, but I mean, this one holds together like a toy. You know, I mean, once again, more expensive, less accessories, but higher quality material, better joint works, better sculpt and design. Not to knock Revoltechs. I mean, they are great for what they are, and I love the line as a whole. And for $20, I mean, you can't go wrong. But Yamato one-upped them. They did. The great thing is going to be the different licenses between the two lines. There happens to be an overlap here where the two came to market together, but it's going to come down to your personal preference as to what you like to see in a toy. I mean, look at the sharp. I mean, these are actually sharp, those fins on the back. Here, not so much. So, I mean, I'll buy them both, you know. The GNU, of course, was brought to us by Angles.com. The Revoltech was by HobbyLink Japan. Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. You can, of course, get that one at HLJ and that one at Angles. Whatever. Just don't rule these out because they're a bit more expensive, because I think you try them and you'd be really happy. But Revoltech's still on top of their game, still putting out great figures. Just, I think they just got one up this time. That's all. Not that this is bad. Not that these are bad figures, because they aren't. They're really nice. And had the GNU series not just come out, you know, I'd be like, you know, nuts over them, because Macross Plus is one of my favorite series. But now that they are out, well, if you're only going to pick one, I'd say the GNU, but they're both nice. So it's Josh from CollectionDX. I've spoken too long. You can get your Revoltechs at HobbyLink Japan, and you can get your GNU at Angles. Both good friends. Let's not fight. Let's be friends. Okay, you know I'm tired when I'm doing this crap. But you get the idea. They're both cool. It's Josh from CollectionDX. See ya.